Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Wanted Shadows. You know what? I'm keeping it. It's an interesting bullet heaven, made by the developer of Outbound Ghost, and what was the other one? He made another bullet heaven that came out like Soul Stalker. There we go. It came out like literally 3 months ago, and they made another. And so I'm kind of curious to see how this goes. Hannabat and Shadow Sickle. We're just gonna dive in here. So normally I'd kind of balk it. What? Game's just decided to become a windowed mode. Alright. Normally I'd balk at games having that short of a development cycle. However, I really liked the idea of Soul Stalker, but it was missing some things that Wanted Shadows seems to actually have, which is kind of neat for me. It's got a little bit more of like a freeform character upgrade system, rather than the more limited version that they had previous. And so this actually seems to be more of my speed of bullet heaven, and it's also dirt cheap. It's $1.50. So with that out of the way, spawn a familiar that stuns nearby enemies, 10% more likely to dodge attacks, deal 10% more damage, or reduces wait time between attacks. I'm gonna go for the 10% dodge chance. I don't actually know if that's really what I should be going for. I don't even know if there's like an upper limit to dodge, or if you can have it be 100%. Because that'd be funny. Maybe a little cheesy, but whatever. Move faster, recover from being dazed faster, which I think is, reloading. Burn ticks deal extra damage, getting hit and repelling enemies damages them. Let's go for high tolerance. I'm thinking dazed is the can't fire period of time. I know it doesn't make sense, but I just call it a reload anyway. Even if you're a creature firing shadow magic. Recharge, maybe? Because, yeah, we could go for a bit of, like, oh, dashing leaves behind a mine that causes an explosion. Alright. Landmines on a timer. Oh, dashing through enemies. Okay, yep. There we go. Let's just bring them back up and around. There we go. Beam hits the nearest enemy. Landing a crit replenishes some stamina. Ooh, I think we want these two. Yeah, last attack before going dazed does double damage. So we want higher crit chance, and we want this. Because there's a possibility I can go for like a weird crit build that never runs out of ammo. Oops. Goofed that one, it's fine. Alright, let's just pull them back. Try not to take too much damage here, but ow. Projectile bounce, reduce your fire rate, increase your stamina, heal 1 HP every minute. Let's just re-roll these, see what I get. HP whenever you level up. Sure, let's just go for that for the time being. We don't have reliable healing. And, you know, healing every minute ain't too bad. But it's also kind of limited. Nope. Weird boss. Oh, he do a stompy. Alright. Yeah, so there are no iframes on the dodge. It's purely for changing where I'm at. Oops. Which I don't like. Dodges should generally have an iframe just in case you get the angle slightly wrong and dodge into an enemy. Getting hit, or melee attack that also... Melee attacks also shoot a projectile. I don't think I have melee attacks. Projectiles shoot 1 extra shot or have a chance to home in on enemies. I think I'm going to go for the extra projectiles. Just because that's a 50% damage up that can scale pretty well. Especially because that means I can potentially get double crits. Admittedly, these runs are pretty short, so who knows how far I'm actually going to be able to get as far as levels go. But, ow. Like, credit where credit is due. I actually kind of... Ooh, hitting an enemy with projectiles with melee... Or, no. That doesn't help. EXP gain increased. Let's just go with that. I could have gone for the heal on level up. That actually might not have been a bad move. I still want to kill this boss. I did, actually. Increased dodge chance, increased projectile speed and fire rate, Decreases projectile speed, greatly increases power. You know, I'm going to get the dodge chance up to 40%. I don't really have a basis in that apart from the fact that I'm already kind of dying. And it just seems vaguely worthwhile. Okay, explosion supply burn, projectiles shoot an extra. Okay, so we desperately need to raise my power at this point. As that actually didn't increase my damage in the slightest apart from the amount of projectiles I'm firing out. Damn it. I thought there was a viable gap there. There we go. Oh! Not so fun fact. Reducing my damage reduces my mind's damage as well. That has become considerably less useful, as that is not multiplied. Okay, projectiles bounce. Chance to burn. No. 10% more damage. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Let's see, because that's not 10% of where I was at, it's 10% of my original value. I don't think this game... Why did I do that? Again, I wish I had some iframes on those, because I want to dash through, like, a gap, but my hitbox is too big. It's fine. I'll get used to it. Just weirdly stressful. Crits cause a beam to hit the nearest enemy, which we did get that. That's... You know, I'm gonna go for it. I'd like to attack faster, but it's not that good yet. Whereas the beam... Nope. Oh, blessed be the dodge. Let's just keep scooting. I might want to kill the sound effects. Or at least reduce them. As far as I can tell, it's pretty much the exact same sound effect for every kind of attack. Which is just kind of thuds. Melee range. I wish we didn't have all these melee upgrades, seeing as we don't do melee. Landing a crit replenishes a good amount of stamina. Yes. That is what I'm looking for. I just got to get my crit chance to be higher, because it's one... If I could have, like, a really fast attack rate, and then effectively just recover stamina by critting, I could potentially just fire endlessly. Maybe, probably. And also, I'm assuming the damage would be good. Maybe. Oh boy. I have lost my mouse in this. Okay. Get another 10% crit chance, because again, we don't need to have 100% to effectively have infinite ammo. We just need to be able to crit often enough that we can sustain the stamina, or sustain our stamina at like a reasonable clip. Okay. I don't think that EXP perk is really worth pursuing. Max HP, reduced time between attacks. That's tempting, but I think I'm gonna roll in hopes of finding... No. I still don't think these EXP up perks are actually worth it. Mostly due to the fact that you only level up so many times over the course of a run. I'm gonna say about 25 times? Unless you're particularly effective or something. I wonder if the beams can crit. I'm going to assume no. Oh, there's an enemy in that mix, and I just did not see it. Oh well. Yeah, we're definitely not getting dazed as much. Due to the, due to this crit stamina thing we've got going on. Okay, projectiles bounce an additional time. Now I'm going to re-roll. 15% more likely to crit. There. So that puts us probably at a 30%. Can I even see? No. Okay. It doesn't help if I don't have any targets to shoot at because I'm currently shooting a rock. It's just kind of scoot. I want to get all of this EXP. There's the one about, like, whenever you pick up a healing item, you attract all EXP. That might actually be good. Let's see. Spawn a sword familiar by your side. No. Great armor. We're from dazed. I guess I'm just going to go for high tolerance just because. We're not going to be using it, unfortunately. Okay, let's go back to actually fighting. Oh, boy. Go back to fighting things. Like, I'm in a... what feels like a genuinely pretty good spot, actually. We're getting oodles of these beams. I think the only thing I'd want to do is potentially boost my crit chance, boost my base damage. Get both of those up. Oh, it's the boy again. Hopefully some of the levels are a little longer and maybe have a bit more boss variety. Like, I like the stompy enemies, I like the eyeballs, and I like the birds. But I'd love to see a couple more enemies that do different things. Specifically, like, big one would actually be encirclement. Let's see. Let's just go with 15% more damage, as that does actually help tremendously here. What was I going to say? It's slightly longer run, so I could get more of a feeling of, oh, I know what I was going to say. So I could get more of a feeling of a build going. Limit break would be useful, but I'm not going for dodge. So yeah, let's go for really slow shots that just do tons of damage. Now, if we can get that homing perk, it's unlikely. Man, my estimate on 25 was wrong, in fact. It is actually closer to 20, if even. And kind of depends a little bit on the enemies, which, like, the odd part is there's almost less enemies on the field now than there was at the beginning of the game. Mostly because I'm clearing them all, but, let's see. Chance to burn enemies, more likely to dodge attacks, nah. Let's see, move faster, bounce, or pierce. Let's go for bounce. I have no basis in this. Oh, is the bounce only for terrain? Oh, it might be terrain. Maybe not. I'm taking some damage here, but so much of it is just because my projectiles aren't actually taking? Oh, right. I should probably keep shooting. I was gonna stop for a second so I wouldn't be littering EXP all over the place, but that's actually kind of silly, considering we got 30 seconds left. None of these are helpful, unfortunately. Okay. Other feedback. Right. I wanted to go back to, I wish there were a couple more enemy types, like ones that would encircle you or do various things. Like the stompies are kind of fun, but throw in some charges, maybe. Maybe throw in a couple of, like, really big ones that you have to kind of get around. Maybe even give them, like, a weak point on the backside. Just to make fighting the enemies a little bit more of a dynamic thing. Seeing as it feels a little stark to have such limited enemy variety here at the moment. Okay. Getting hit replenishes your stamina, that's okay. Reduces wait time between attacks, yeah, let's go for that. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna cover this entire environment in just death. I think my projectiles do go away after a certain point. Sir. Ow. Nope, not ow. Well, that was nice and easy. Back to main menu. So what do I unlock? Ah. Well, I've got a lot of keys. Do I want to just go for Crit Boy? Or do we go for, like, Burn? We don't want the HP. Volley of electric shots after recovering from being dazed. Let's go for that. And then melee attack that swipes at enemies with a cursed branch, 3 electric projectiles, ball of fire that explodes, melee attack that swipes at enemies, has a chance to slow them down by applying shock, or melee attack that, circular melee attack that attacks enemies around you. I think I'm gonna go for the shock swipe. Let's go for a melee build. And we also have ascension levels for greater rewards. Alright. Well, oh. Interesting. It won't let me go back to Mansion in Hell. Because yeah, the runs do get longer. That is what I was looking for. Oh, it's 10,000 and 20,000. That's why I can't afford it. Alright, whatever. We'll go for a higher ascension level, see what I get. That's open up Scrivener for some reason. Strange. Alright, whatever. Let's make this work. So now we've got a melee build. Melee attacks also shoot a projectile. That's amazing. So one thing I was gonna say feedback-wise, you shouldn't get melee perks if you don't have melee. Games like 20 Minutes Till Dawn have this. So we tried the Dash Mine. I didn't like it. I do like Pig Perception. So let's go for Pig Perception. I think what I want to do is go for just, like, Electro, damage, and just tons of attack speed if I can get it. Yeah, we don't want that. I don't know, I can live without any of these. Reduces stamina but increases recovery when dazed. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. But so, like, the last run, we had all sorts of things of, like, Burn does this, which wasn't meaningful because I didn't have Burn and I was never gonna have Burn. And so it'd be kind of neat if certain perks would only show up when you... Oops. Reduces wait time between attacks. If certain perks would only show up if you had, like, a tier 0 or a tier 1. You know, effectively put a bunch of perks on like tier levels and specifically limit it so that some won't show up until slightly later. See, projectile shoots extra. I don't think that helps me. I guess I'll just go for the crit because why not? And yeah, we might want to look into getting a little bit of that healing too. Oh, right. Oh, wait, no, we just destroy projectiles. We don't actually reflect it. Yeah, we don't have to worry too much about picking up EXP. I guess we do have that projectile. But even then. Now, this guy's going to be a bit of a doozer. Because every time he jumps, that's a risk to me. Okay, reduces the wait time between attacks. I want more tea leaves, but I think I'm going to keep working on Flying Sword. Because effectively, if I can just zip through my entire stamina bar in, like, no time flat. Instead of shooting electric shots when recovering from being dazed, you attack with a circular melee attack. Attacks are guaranteed to shock. Or melee attacks now shoot an electric projectile. Oh, dang, these are actually kind of good for this character. I'm gonna go for the guaranteed to shock. I don't actually have much merit in that, but I think there were a couple of perks that specifically scaled off of when you shock enemies. And that sounds really useful to me. You can definitely tell 20 minutes till dawn was the, like, root inspiration for this. Okay. Enemies that die with shock spawn a shock cloud that shocks others. Oh boy. I think it's just kind of a slowing effect, but we might be able to get it to do damage. Maybe. I kind of wish I hadn't made it so that my melee attacks would spawn a projectile just because. Where am I at? Where are we even going? I don't know. I'm in kind of like a weirdly analytical mood because of my notoriety and connection to the bullet hell genre. There's kind of that feeling of like, hey, I could actually just like talk stuff about this. Let's go for the little leaf so we get some healing. Like I can give feedback here, and it might not actually matter for this game. But it's going to matter in somebody else's bullet heaven like in a couple of months. And I think that's actually really cool to have that level of like a, hey, I'm slightly influential in this extremely small niche. Well, it's not extremely small. Vampire Survivors was like one of the most popular games to come out in quite a while. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I think I do like 2 attacks and then I go into daze, but my daze period is so short it doesn't matter. And this is why I was excited for this one, compared to Soulstalker, because I already have kind of a weird busted build that I've put together, whereas Soulstalker I never really felt like I got there. It was mostly just stat stacking, and this is too, to a lesser degree. Let's see. None of these are good. Let's just do max HP, or some dodge. I have no basis in that, but none of those are good. The whole explosions can crit is kind of like, yeah, why do I even have access to that perk? I think the point is, to some degree, if you cull the pool too much by getting rid of, you know, burn and explosion perks, then you just only get offered things that you want, and like the game is supposed to be offering you a bunch of other stuff. Shots deal more damage every time they bounce, knockback, melee range, but slightly increases daze duration. I'm still gonna go for the extra range. Oh, that's hardly an effect. And this is going to save my bacon a fair bit. Because yeah, the longer range means I'm knocking more projectiles out of the sky, and don't have to get as close to enemies when attacking. Let's see. What else do we even say? Well, it feels like I'm a higher level than my last run. I definitely feel more successful in general. Crits, beams, no, none of these are good. Applying shock does 5 damage to an enemy. Oh, yeah, I should probably grab that, or it crashes the game. Dang. That was actually like a halfway decent run. Well, let's try something different, I suppose. Wait, really? Wow, that sucks. So apparently the game crashing wiped all of my keys as well. That's not great. I guess let's at least get the... Oh wait, no, I have no keys. Okay. Haven't exactly caught back up to where I was, but I've unlocked a new character, and we got a weapon, and ooh, the enemies are different. And we're in a different region, so this one's gonna last a little longer. Landing a crit gets us some stamina. Sure. It seems like the Curse Branch is a better melee weapon than the Shock Sword, at least as far as, like, its basic attacks go. So, chance to burn enemies, which is an option. The extra EXP gain this early might not be a bad idea. I'm just gonna increase stamina. I think I want to just go for, like, tons of stamina regen, and just, like, get choppy. Get hella choppy. We also have really good crit. Last attack... Oh, no. We want to go with this. Oh, that was the bounce back projectiles, though. Sorry. I saw crit and I got excited because this character has a 25% chance to crit by default. And so it's now up to... It's at least 25%. Skybeam is tempting. But I think I'm just going to keep working on getting my crit chance up to 100%. Because that's what? 25 plus 10, 35 plus another 15. We're at 50% chance to crit. I don't know if there's a way that I can actually, like, check to see. But yeah, when the game crashed, it wiped my save, which is apparently actually something people, or at least one other person has referenced. Do I want a sword familiar? Nah. See what else I can get. Landing a crit gets even more stamina. Hell yeah. So as long as I'm hitting, I'm always, I'm pretty much not going to run out of stamina. Oh, new unit types. Hopefully this actually combines all the different unit types together. By, like, the final region or something. Because, yeah, we've got melee guys. The environment comes off as a little empty. And maybe that's just going to be a weird pet peeve for me. Greatly reduced range, massively increased now. Devil's Trident is probably better. Circular attack whenever you get dazed. Well, that's not happening. Let's see. Reduces wait time between attacks. Sure. Yeah, so some raw damage. I don't know if there's any perks that affect crit damage. Range would be lovely, and then attack speed and more crit. And maybe the crit lasers and some other stuff. The one thing is, in my current incarnation, I don't have to worry about picking up crystals that have dropped elsewhere. For the most part. Let's see. No. Crits have a chance to heal you. Yes. I will just be immortal. I don't know what that chance is. It's probably low, but no, I'm back up to full, so I don't know. There's a very real possibility we might be able to actually just kind of cruise here. Still like a little bit more range, so I specifically outrange these guys and everybody else. Oh no, I still do destroy projectiles. Yeah, so I don't actually need the reflection perk. Could it be good? Maybe. I just don't care. Let's see. Explode the closest enemy to you whenever you heal. He is actually tempting. Because whenever you crit, you heal. I have a chance to heal. So I could use this to hyper explode, but I'm going to go for the damage. Like, it's tempting to go for the explosions, and maybe I will go that direction. Oh, well, there's a parrot, so maybe they do actually mix in multiple unit types. I think the kind of weird, like, panda bell creatures seem to operate under the same general rule set as the parrots. Okay, explosions can crit. It's like, it's tempting, but no. Greatly reduces time between attacks. Hell yeah. As long as there's enemies nearby, we can just keep swinging now. This is actually pretty fun. I think, I don't know if, let's see. Crits cause a beam to hit the nearest enemy. Or Big Blade. Honestly, I'm gonna go Big Blade. It reduces my reload time, but if we're lucky, we pretty much never have to worry about that. Because this way I can just go full crit machine big swing and never have to worry. I'll make it one more of the stamina recovery perks. But what I was going to say is, I'm actually really digging this, and I'm kind of hoping Red Hood, 20% chance to crit increase. So it's now 70%, I believe. I don't want to say it's a gripe, per se, but it is a bit of a shame that many of these bullet heavens that Red Hood's putting out are, I'm going to say, reasonably quick. Nothing wrong with, like, putting out a game kind of quickly if it's, like, small in scope. But as far as, like, presentation and smoothness of gameplay, this actually is kind of up there. It's just nice to kind of slide around and swing through enemies. It definitely needs some work before it, like, would stand toe-to-toe with Vampire Survivors or most of the other Bullet Heaven greats. But on the flip side, what it does reasonably well. It looks nice, it controls well, the effects are pleasant, the music's charming, probably will get it repetitive eventually, and I do like how the, I do like how the like, upgrade scaling has worked so far, because that's felt pretty charming. I'm wondering if we have a lot of those book enemies just up north and stuck. Fine. I'll go for the dash attack. That actually is kind of okay. I was wondering where all the enemies were. Here they are. Actually, it had gotten kind of quiet for a bit. Let's see. But yeah, I'd love to see this taken further. I don't think this is going to be the one for it, just because, like, no matter how much or how many copies you sell, if your game is $1.50, let's see, enemy projectiles with melee attacks bounces them back. It's tempting. Yeah, you know what? We'll just grab the springy mushroom just to get it out of the pool and stop tempting ourselves with it. But I would love to see a deeper version of this. And I think I know exactly how it could be expanded in an interesting fashion without... Well, I don't know. I'm gonna keep begging for this until somebody does it. I want a Bullet Heaven that actually has, like, a standard RPG, like, region... region travel arc of, like, an RPG. So, I guess to put it in Pokemon terms, like, here's your basic area. This is Pallet Town. It's pretty easy. You can wander around. Maybe you have some reason to keep, like, going. Let's see. No, I don't really want any of these. 15% more damage. Absolutely. But, like, you're actively encouraged to explore around and, like, find different locations. Maybe, you know, you're leveling up as you go, but maybe there's items in the world or something. Just to have, like, an explorable world map. I think the only problem you'd lose out on is replayability. If the world isn't, like, procedurally generated. Maybe not. I don't know. No, this is probably a bad idea. I just think it would be kind of cool to try and condense, like, an RPG's overall progression into a singular run of a Bullet Heaven. You know, so starting area around your kingdom, and then working all the way up to fight the Demon Lord in his castle, or something to that extent. Critical hits explode. Yeah. If this causes the game to crash again, so be it. So the one downside here is explosions have knockback. I think we need to get that perk where crits can or explosions can crit. I don't know what that's going to do. That might cause the game to have a recursive shit fit, which would be really funny. Do I want range or do I want damage? I'm just gonna go damage. Range is tempting, don't get me wrong. But one-shotting, like, literally everything is also extremely tempting. And now we also probably want to get the, when you heal, explode the nearest enemy. Like, I almost kind of preferred it before, when I wasn't exploding, but on the flip side, this just feels like such a logical progression for this build. Like, what would be a good example? I mean, say you're playing a game with weapon crafting, and it gives you the option to strap a rocket launcher to your sword. With, like, minimal detriments, it just makes the game slightly slower. You know, speedrunners, I know their answer, but for everybody else, like, let's be honest here, most people are going to strap that rocket launcher to the sword just because cool factor alone. Okay. There we go. Move faster, melee range, or just melee range by 15%. Hey! I just want to be able to hit as many lads as possible with every swing. I should get away from the wall. I have no basis in this. But it feels like I'm just going to be hemmed in. Unfortunately, most of the enemies that keep dropping crystals are to the north of me. Oh, I wish my pickup radius was a little bit bigger than negligible. That guy was just hanging out. Okay, more melee range, more explosion damage. No. I'm hoping we get at least... I'm hoping we get the explosions can crit. I should have picked it up. I should have known that this was an option. I just want to see what happens when explosions can crit and crits can explode. Because that either is going to trigger off itself multiple times, once, not at all, and I have no idea and I want to know. Chance to burn? No. Knockback? No. I guess I'll go for the crit chance, if only. Or not the crit chance, the EXP. Only because what else do I do? Okay. I think I'm just gonna keep wandering. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, despite the fact that I have pretty good attack speed, there's almost no reason for me to use it. We are just cruising, bruising, watching the world explode around me. And kind of conserving it because I know I've got a longer reload time. Let's hope we get another mid-boss. We might. I think they show up around the 2-minute mark. Because there's 2 in a regular, like, 10-minute run. Let's see. Projectiles have a chance to home in. Beam, no. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep going for the EXP gain. It's negligible at this point. In fact, kind of a waste, but not helpful. Well, it's not... It's just about as useless as everything else that we have had in that pool there. Or in those selections. But it means that I can maybe get to the next level before this ends. Maybe. The one thing I will say, it feels like you level too slowly in this. And like, I'm already grossly overpowered, but it is one of those where I feel like, let's see, greatly increases stamina? No. I'll just grab that so I no longer have to worry about picking things up. I usually end my 10-minute runs around level 20, 21, somewhere in there. The fact that we have 2 minutes left and I'm still at about that level, like, okay, we might be able to get, like, 2 more levels, but if it's twice as long, I should be able to get up to, or, I guess 50% longer, I should be able to get 50% more levels. No. Whee! Oh. Okay. So this is really funny, but also very bad for me. It's just all the other ones were equally bad. Because, yeah, I attack so fast at this point. I have no choice but to burn through my entire stamina bar. I am a nuke. And because everything's got knockback, we only hit the first couple. Before everything backfires on me. Let's see. Oh, blessed be. Yeah, that perk was everything I potentially needed. The only thing we really need is the explosions can crit. I have to be very careful with these clicks. Because, yeah, if I click for, like, a short bit, we have functionally infinite stamina. Now I'll make it so my explosions do a little bit more damage. Yeah, in retrospect, I'd rather have a 100% chance to crit. And less crit damage than this. Because at least then I'd still be swinging and knocking enemies back. Okay, let's see. Chance to home in, bounce. Let's see, recover from being dazed faster. Alright, nope, 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 nope. Oh good, boss is here. Finally. Is it the same boss? Nope. New guy. I'm like, I can hose him for a ton of damage. But that's not the wisest. There are no enemies in that mix. Explosions do more damage, but that's not it. Okay. At least my recovery when dazed isn't as bad anymore. Well, there it goes. Wow, that's a lot of keys. I was really hoping I could get that super explosion build, but whatever. Shall we just get every character? I actually really like the character sprites here. Like, I'd almost love to see this game go, well, we tried core a bit, I think. I don't think there's much of a reason for me to use Sirigua. Let's see, electric projectiles, ball of fire that explodes on impacts. Well, I think that's the lad. Okay, and now we can unlock hell. What's the next one? Bosses and elites do more damage. Neat. I'm just gonna dive into hell for a hot second just to listen to the music. I also just want to see how the explosion burn ball. Okay, I could see this being good. Explosions can crit. Screw it. We're gonna do this run. Seeing as explosions can crit, we might also be able to... Oh. Wow. We might really be able to make this work. Unfortunately, we don't have the... Oh, we know. Crits can explode. I just gotta look for that. Let's see. Let's go for breath training. Because I think these rank up, and we want to get the final version of that. Just to give me infinite stamina. We'll definitely want to invest a little bit into burn as well, seeing as we are going to be using it. I'm having a little bit of trouble parsing this area. Okay. EXP gain? No. I'm just going to keep going breath training just because. The creature sprites are actually really good. Like I said, I'd love to see a monster collection game from these folks. Projectiles pierce. Okay, there's just one of you. I can't tell. I'm not sure if this pierces. Problem is they're running away from me. Ow. And I'm dying. Okay, let's just go for the beam. If I'm going to be critting a lot... Ow. Well, if I die, then that's just the end of it. But if I'm going to be critting a lot, I might as well just beam. Explosions are larger. Like the explosions have a chance to put down a mine. That's tempting. Burn ticks deal extra damage. Burn deals one more tick of damage. What is the difference between these? I have no idea. I think they do the exact same thing. Unless one is a percentage multiplier and one is a flat bonus. That might exactly be it. I might see if I can get extra projectiles here. We don't do a whole lot of base damage, and I don't think that's going to change much. But, I don't know. Let's see. Go Sky Beam. Because that puts us at a, what, 35% chance to crit? Something like that. I think the first upgrade I had was just a... Ripes. Oh, but I only have 1 HP left. Ouch. Yeah, we don't have the crits can heal perk yet. Unfortunately, these little purple guys, they don't stand out from the background particularly well. And so to my tired eyes, I functionally cannot see where they are. They blend in really well with the EXP shards, is the answer. Yeah, I could use the projectiles and home in. I think that would actually be pretty useful. Because then I don't have to worry about aiming quite as much and I can focus on the whole overall battlefield. Sort of. Because yeah, the other thing is... Oh, blessed be. Smidge of HP. Additional 15% chance to burn. I don't think that helps us too much. Okay, so more health. And I think I will get... I think I will get the perk that makes it so picking up a healing item gives me... Or it lets me just pick up EXP. Oh, that was close. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to, like, actively pick all this stuff up. Better to just focus on the kills. Because I already do a ton of damage. Okay, yeah, we don't have a whole lot of the purple goons, but we do have a bunch of these guys. Who, luckily for us... Unfortunately, this is doing that exact thing that just makes it very difficult to see what the hell's going on. Okay, heal 1 HP every minute. I might have to just pick that up. Oh, I almost walked into that one. Well, oh, it's... the eyeballs are showing up. Yeah, so it does seem like we are getting just kind of a regular gamut of every unit in the game. Not that there are many. You know, you effectively have your chaser types, your shooter types, your jumpies that can also explode. But not always. Sorry. Damn it. He must have been hiding in the explosion, I have no idea. Well, I got distracted just slightly by coughing, and then, whoops. Oh well. Big bonus, Hell's actually reasonably challenging. Like, I could see that taking a couple of runs. That said, I will also say, boy, the explosion crit build just seems like it's by and far one of the better available ones, just better ones, period, to pursue. And so I kind of wish I had gotten further on that one. But alas, I did not, and it's okay. Anyway, so I guess I'm just going to go back to what I said at the beginning of this video and say that Wanted Shadows, I want to say Wanted Dead, but I think that's a different game. Wanted Shadows is available on Steam now. I think it's going to get a couple of updates just for bug fixing and whatnot. I don't think it's early access, but I hope it gets just a little bit, you know, a little bit of a quality of life patch, and then Radhead moves on to something new. Just because, well, maybe not something new. Either like a more fully featured Bullet Heaven that uses the things that they've learned from the last two games, this one and Soulstalker, and make like a more fully featured like Meteor one, kind of Rogue Genesia levels, or go full left turn and actually make a Monster Collection game, because I really like these character sprites. They're very like OG Ruby Sapphire Pokemon sprites, but they look really nice, and I could actually see a fun Monster Collection game coming out of this studio. This is also me having, you know, working on a Monster Collection essay at the moment, so I'm just kind of like, oh, more Monster Collection. And then to see cool monster sprites like this, and I'm like, yeah, I can see it. I can see that actually being kind of cool. But, anyway, all that said, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. With that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.